The New York Times put out its list of the 100 greatest films of the 21st century, but we're not going to watch 100, we're going to watch the top 30. So join us on this journey as we watch 30 films in 30 days. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, where we're reviewing 30 films in 30 days. And number 26 is Anatomy of a Fall. The sort of French crime drama which follows a author who's been accused of killing her husband as he died under mysterious circumstances. But did she do it? We follow this journey as we try to uncover that mystery.
Absolutely, yeah. So, New York Times, it says, as the wife who may or may not have pushed her husband out of the chalet window, Sandra Huller, who earned an Oscar nomination for the role, offers a masterclass in contained fury, indignation, and ugly truths she will never tell. Which, is quite fair to what the film actually is. What did you think of this one, Kieran? Because we haven't talked about what we actually thought of this one yet.
We watched it separately, didn't we?
We did, just for time purposes. What did you think of it?
I think the start of the film, like the first 45 minutes to an hour, is probably the weaker portion of the film before it gets into the trial. I did enjoy some elements of what went on. I feel like the opening was quite good. It was a strong opening. But I mean, the real nitty gritty and because I actually quite enjoyed this film from the ones we've watched so far. The trial, I feel like, was very good at keeping my attention and like keeping me engaged. And considering that 90% of it's in French, I think that's pretty good that it's actually been able to like kind of maintain that. Because it felt, obviously I've never been in a courtroom, you have, so maybe you can shed some light.
No.
It felt like I was there. Like I was very much invested in this trial, and I feel like that is the point of the film. Like when you get towards the ending and like, where certain things go, and it's not, where things are left kind of ambiguous. I think that's intentional because it's almost like as part of the film you're included as the jury.
Yes.
So it's up to you, like you're hearing the prosecution, you're hearing the defense, you're seeing like the investigation. You're basically witnessing the whole trial.
The whole thing. Yeah.
And then because there is obviously a verdict at the end, but then it's also ambiguous. So it's, you've kind of got to make your own opinion of which way it went, like which way it actually physically went. And I think that's really interesting. There were bits in between, like from day one of the trial to day two of the trial and things like that. And like those bits, like my attention span dropped, and then it went back into the trial and it went back up again. And I think that's really, I found that really interesting that the trial had me so engaged, but everything else kind of... I felt like I was...
completely 100% agree with you. When it was the trial, and I can't remember which bit it is, but there's a particular bit where it's all back and forth and everybody's talking, everybody's kind of getting a little bit irate. And I was literally... It was literally like... like so invested. But I couldn't work out whether it was good that I'd already pretty much seen everything that had happened. We've seen. So when we hear a lot of the evidence, some of it we're hearing for the first time, but some of it we're not hearing for the first time because we've kind of seen conversations happening and stuff happening in the house and stuff like that. And it plays out. And I thought to myself, I don't know whether that's good or whether I would have just preferred all of it to be flashbacks, where we get the start of it happening, he falls out the window, and then it cuts to the trial, and then as the evidence is being heard, we float back and get flashbacks and stuff like that, and maybe just a little bit shorter. I do think that it was... I don't think it needed to be this long. I think that there was a lot before the trial that starts that could have been cut, and our attention spans were waning a lot. It was literally like drifting in and out of consciousness. It was like 1 minute I'm like, oh my god, this is so boring, when is this going to end? But oh my god, now the trial's happening, and oh no, it's back to being boring, and oh my god, I found it really difficult. And the fact that a lot of it is in English, which is good, but a lot of it is in French as well, so there was a lot of subtitles. I really struggle with subtitles on the whole, you will never, ever, ever catch me watching a film with subtitles unless there is something going on, you know, if there was an explosion happening outside and I couldn't hear and I needed the subtitles, you know, or the washing machine is going like crazy for 2 minutes that it does, and I put the subtitles on for those 2 minutes, but I never do it because all I do is read the subtitles and I don't watch the film, and it really dampens my enjoyment of the film because I'm not watching it, I'm watching and I'm reading the subtitles quicker than how they're talking. So that really took me away from it, but that's not the film's fault. It's not. I don't care that it's in French. I just don't like subtitles. Full stop. So yeah, it's an interesting one because it is of two halves. I don't really know whether I enjoyed it. There was a lot of bits that I did enjoy, and a lot of bits that were just so boring. I was like, when is this going to end? So, what do you think, Michael?
I think on the whole, like, the acting was very good. It's very solid, like, cast, especially the lead lady in it.
I think you've got to give credit to the child.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like
100%.
Like her son Daniel, who's blind, like he gets a really good, like, just good moments in this film, to be fair. So he's very good. Again, even like the prosecution, like he's doing his job, but you hate him.
He's
like,
very rage baity.
Yes, he is. Yeah. So I was kind of
yeah.
like, I don't know if, like, because that's the film, like. Again, whether it's because, like what you said, you feel like you're in the courtroom, or maybe you feel like you're in Sandra's, the main character's, shoes, and like the prosecutor's being like very like antagonistic towards her, you kind of feel like, oh, well, I'm on her side. She may have killed her husband, but I'm on her side, sort of thing. But then you just don't know what happened. Like, I think the film's very good at making you think, oh, but did she do it, or did she not do it? Like, obviously, it plays with like the prosecution and the defense have their narratives they're trying to put forward. So it's kind of like when in The People versus O.J. Simpson, it's when he says, like, it's all about telling a story. We just need to tell the best story, like even if there's not the evidence to like support it. And that's literally all this film seems to be. It's just you need to pick whichever one is most appealing to you. And like it leads well into like a fairly, you know, like mixed ending. Like, again, like what you think, what you take away from that is your own feelings, basically. But yeah, the courtroom stuff is very good. The section with like the audio recording, I think, was probably really good. Like, that's kind of outside the courtroom, like that's a flashback, but it's really well acted. And like good. How they pick apart, because it is like her marriage is basically on trial as well, like as well as her husband's murder. They're just picking apart their marriage and like its decline. Which feels uncomfortable to watch, but then also very interesting. Like, you can't look away from it. But then everything outside of that, you could take or leave. Like, again, you could cut the first 40 minutes. It's interesting seeing them set up the trial, like filming the stuff and like interviewing the kid is interesting. But then also it's just a lot of talking, and it's a bit like, I don't really need to see this. So I think there's some good bits, but yeah, it does get bogged down a lot by kind of what feels like unnecessary stuff.
I wonder if this film is better in the cinema because there's some kind of low moments, I guess. It was so easy to just like whip my phone out, but then also you can't just whip your phone out because it's in French, so you've got to like keep looking at it. So I was just like, oh, all I want to do is like take my eyes away from the screen, but I can't, you know. So I wonder if I was in the cinema and I had absolutely no distractions and I wasn't going to get a snack and pausing it every 5 minutes, I think that I might have enjoyed it more. But it's so easy to get distracted because of those like low moments that I was like struggling with it. But what I did really like, I was just thinking when you were talking about the prosecutor, the fact that obviously they're French, I've got no idea who these actors are. Like, I've never seen them in anything else. I've got no idea. And I think that worked in its favour because I was just watching it as if it was real life. There was times in the trial where not for 1 second did I think, oh, this is an actor playing a person. It was literally like I was just watching it in real life because they were all so brilliant in it. I think if it was like, could you imagine if it was just like, if it was Brad Pitt and he was the prosecutor, you'd be like, I don't want to see, like, I'm watching Brad Pitt. Whereas because I've got no idea who this person is, I could enjoy it and treat it as real life because it was somebody that I didn't know.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Interesting.
Is it one of the greatest films of the 21st century, though?
I don't know.
I feel like for what it is, like, as a foreign, like, for a foreign film like that to get the attention it has and, like, obviously the audience it has, that speaks to something, you know, that it's got that popularity. Obviously,
respect to it for like breaking out, I guess, because not all films can.
No, because there's going to be more foreign language films as we go through this, and obviously you're going to see why those films are like the creme, or according to this list, like the creme de la creme, like why they're so good. So I think for that says something. So I feel like for the sake of diversity, maybe it could be one of the greatest French films of the 21st century. Like, could very well be, because I've not watched many French films, you know.
Yeah, well, technically it's the best French film you've ever seen, so...
No, I've seen Under Paris, thank you very much. So
actually, yeah, we did watch that.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's a very good reference. Yeah. Well done.
It's
well
a shark horror film
set in Paris.
It is pretty...
We did a review of it.
Yeah.
I watched Amelie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that good? Is that better than this?
It's very, very different to this.
I don't know what it's about.
I don't even know the plot of Amelie, to be fair.
Amelie?
Sorry, that's Death Strand. Someone in Death Strand who's called Amelie.
For God's sake.
Amelie, sorry.
I'll be honest, I watched it about 10 years ago. And it's a very bizarre scenario in which I watched it because of what happens in the film. There are some kind of sexual-esque things that happen. And I watched it with my mum and my partner.
Great fun for all the family.
So, you know, it's maybe not the best time to watch it. But I remember thinking it was a good film. But I've not watched it in so long. So
yeah.
But yeah, for this one, is it one of the greatest things? I don't know what I'm basing on. I don't know where
what's the benchmark?
Is it like, you know, how many, like, are we saying the greatest 100 films of the 21st century, like this list? Am I putting it there? Because I would maybe put it in the 90s.
That's my thinking. Because I put it lower down the list, so maybe you could say it's in the top 100. But
it's good. We agree that it should be in this list.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what have we find the correct
format.
We agree that it's in this list. Okay.
Just lower
the
down.
The list in my phone.
Yeah.
You know.
And well, to cap off, what were our scores for Anatomy of a Fall?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a 7 again.
I said 7.
We've
not agreed.
You're going to go with an 8.
No, I'm gonna say 7.5. Just because I was so gripped in the court scenes. I liked the investigation, but then like a lot of the scenes in between the court scenes, and like after the trial had finished, and like I don't agree with the first 40 minutes like you did. Like I did enjoy a lot within that first 40 minutes. Not all of it. A lot of it could have been taken out. Maybe take out like 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and it would have been more, you know, succinct and like actually gripping. But I think on the whole, it is quite a solid film. It's like, you know,
it is a solid film.
If someone like, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that it's like 2.5 hours, I would probably like I would recommend it to someone.
Yes.
Yeah. But because it's so long, I'm like, you know,
like
I'd recommend it to somebody who's happy to watch a film.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people just can't do it, but if you are the sort of person that can sit and watch a film for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, then do watch it and do give it a chance. I think that what was really good, the only thing that kept me going was the fact that you'd seen it already, where as we were watching it and we were like, what are we watching? This is really boring. And you were like, it gets better.
Yeah.
And that is what kept me going.
Okay.
And so this is like your message, anybody listening, not that anybody listens. It gets better. If you're struggling with the first 40 minutes, just wait until the courtroom scenes, because they are brilliant and it's worth watching it just for those courtroom scenes.
Honestly, I think if the film was just those courtroom scenes,
it would literally be a 10 out of 10. It'd be like, oh my god. I almost feel like somebody should clip it down and edit it so there's no flashback, you don't know anything, you're just watching the courtroom and you make a decision and there's a verdict.
I'd
or maybe there's no verdict.
I'd quite like a film for that, and maybe it like just cuts off right before the verdict's made.
So
then you
100%.
I think it'd be really good.
I think let's edit it. Let's do it.
Oh god, that's our next journey to
maybe we'll make a film ourselves.
Let's make a courtroom drama.
Oh man, we're getting there. We are getting there. So that was film number 26. We got 25 more to go. But have you seen Anatomy of a Fall? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments, and let us know again if this is one of the greatest films of the 21st century. In that meantime though, we will see you guys in the next episode.